Whoops. Oh, it's closed. Okay, good. All right, cool. So, uh, hold on. Oh, my nose itches so bad. All right, cool. Just gotta get that ready. All right, cool. So, like the name of this goes, I'm just gonna be sculpting some anatomy. It's always good to practice. I also intend to use this model for a couple of projects, um, kind of like as a base model, I suppose you can say. I wouldn't use this as something. The reason why I say that is because I think I'd like to have like my own kind of base skeleton to start with. I'm not gonna go too crazy into details with the skeleton. I'm gonna just make a very you'll see what I'm going to do. So right here, let me see, make sure I have that other window up, just to make sure I have the right windows up. Okay, I hate when it's not the right one. Yes, that's fine. I know it's accessed, whatever. All right, cool. So, all right, now if anyone's interested in like the anatomy book I'm using, I can go ahead and share that. It's not really an anatomy book; it's an art anatomy book. It's very nice. It's super good. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go ahead and do this. I'm just going to start sculpting. I'm going to look at my reference here and all that good stuff. So there's a general rule right here. You know, when making skulls and stuff like that, you know, it's like making a face. Because, you know, that's what it is. I hope your face has a skull. All right. So, you know, you just kind of go here. You just kind of pull out a kind of a shape here. So you can see you got the general shape, and then you got to take this here. If anything, I'm going to probably mask so I can know what I'm pulling from. Kind of like that. And then I can always kind of manipulate it. I can go ahead also to kind of draw out the shapes. So what I'm doing is I'm just drawing where certain bony features are. And then I'm just going to go ahead and like do something like this here. So what was I trying to do here? Oh yeah, so what I was going to do is I was just going to shade in parts here so I can just easily just kind of switch over here real quick, I suppose. Right there, and then I'll just go like this as well. So boom. Now this, you don't have to exactly do this here. So what I'm doing is I'm just going to kind of pull in certain parts. You could draw these parts here and there. I'm just trying something different. I don't normally do it this kind of method, but it's kind of a neat other way to do it. You know, don't be worried about trying things you don't normally try to do. You know, all that good stuff. Don't worry about the geometry gets all deformed. I have a thing for that. So as you can see, you know, you got kind of the general shape right here. I could always go ahead and do Z. I could always do that thing right there, whatever it's called. I'll separate the skull and things a bit. I'm just trying to get the overall kind of look here. ZBrush is so nice, man. Like, don't get me wrong, Blender is great and free, but like ZBrush though is like honestly the easier thing to sculpt with. I definitely would just want to use the what was it? I definitely just want to use Blender for like game assets and stuff like that. So my concern right now, yeah, it looks like a happy skull. So that's kind of the thing though, is that when you're making this kind of stuff here, a nice thing about the move tool is I could just definitely just kind of compress this here. There it goes, cool. So that's looking really nice. I'm actually quite happy with that. I do have to pull this in like that, and I do have to raise this and pinch this in a bit more here, and then, you know, pull certain, you know, well actually the cheeks have to stick out more than the temple here. That's kind of just the way it is. Boom, there it goes, cool. This is fun. Like, so what I intend to do with this, I intend to make an crochet model, basically a artistic muscle. And I think this is something I thought about in the past about doing. This is a while ago, and I just kind of forgot about it. It just kind of happens. So I'm just trying to get the shapes and everything going right here. I'll just draw the line here. You know, I'll draw the teeth and everything in a bit. I just got to make sure I get that overall shape going here. Oops. And I could always just do that to bring the details. I could always pinch. I can always pull in certain parts. I can always use separate kind of sub tools here and there. I definitely have to so I'm gonna have to mask this right here because it is getting a little high here. So if anyone's interested about the book I use, it is a very good book. It was an art book that was kind of required for my life drawing class. I think it was life drawing, I believe. It's a very simple book. Gets like straight to the point and everything. So, and like it just shows like the right details. It's just really nice. So, yeah. So that's the nice thing about it. So I will probably eventually. So yeah, I'm gonna have to up that a bit. There it goes. Just a little more detail, so it's not so kind of all weird shape. I'll probably separate the skull in just a bit, the jaw and everything. That'll happen in just a moment. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna draw. It's just very important to just draw things. So the way I see it is it comes here and then it goes back and then kind of. Now, no, there's no one like final kind of answer. Skulls and everything are made kind of, they are all unique and everything. So, it's open to interpretation basically of skulls, and that's what makes art just great. There's no one way to kind of do it, and that's something I kind of failed in realizing, early on and everything. So, yeah, so I'm just looking at certain features here. I gotta get the nose bone out right here and right there, and also you just got to have the maybe use the clay buildup to kind of build out this right here. The cheek kind of bulges out a little bit here. It even kind of stems to here, and it has this weird little mark right there. It also has this weird kind of groove here, like that. That's looking pretty good. And then what happens is this jaw usually has kind of this kind of deal right here. I'll probably fix that in a bit. But man, just having the right art, like the right reference and everything is just so major though, man. Just knowing anatomy is just a huge thing. And honestly, you don't have to go to class to like learn it. I do have to bring the nose back a bit here. Or do I? Actually, no, I have to bring this part right here back. This high point is right here. So there's a lot of understanding relationships or understanding distances. It's like from what to where here. So I'll start with that. I'm gonna start adding the other parts to it. I'm gonna add like so I'm not gonna go too much in detail about the ribs because what happens when you come crochet and stuff like that, you don't have to worry about like the organs and whatnot. I will probably make a quick spine. I'll just make a not an array. I'll make an insert a multi-mesh for the spine and everything. That's a cool little idea. I kind of thought of that would make things easier. So what I'm going to do is for the rib cage and everything, I'm going to just be inserting different shapes here. So insert sphere. So you're like, what's the deal with that? That's going to be the rib cage here. So I'm just going to kind of place it. So what happens is it's kind of like a thing right there. And, I'll reshape it and things like that. I'm going to also take this and just duplicate it down. Oops. Oh. I'll just do that. What I'm going to do is I'm going to make the pelvis here. So I'm going to shrink it here. And basically it's supposed to be the same size as the head. So that's another thing too when you learn drawing or just sculpting and stuff like that. You do learn kind of, you learn the proportions and everything. And these are wrong proportions. Like right now the pelvis is kind of fine. It's more or less the rib cage is off. The rib cage is supposed to be about a head and a half. So if I wanted to, I could potentially take the skull here, just take this here, duplicate it, and I could see, and I can see that 2 heads is up to here. And I could bring this down for the pelvis here. So right here, as you can see, this is off. So what I'm going to do is take this, I'm going to turn symmetry back on. So I'm going to use the move. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of taper this here, pull the rib cage out to here. It's almost like I want to say it's a pear shape. That's better right there. It's about a head and a half. Pelvis is right there. I'm definitely going to like pull out the rib cage here. What I'm going to go for is I'm going to go for superhero anatomy. I always love just like superhero anatomy. Don't get me wrong. It's important to know kind of like, I intend to have a couple different models. I intend to have a average one, and then I tend to have a, actually it's not, it's a pear shape. It's more like that. It's like a weird, I guess it might be called oblong oval. Yeah, so kind of give a little bit of a pelvis here and then pull that down right there. This is just stuff I kind of remember off the top of my head here, certain shapes. Because, you know, when you're doing arts, this is a very important like gesture line right here when it comes to the pelvis there. There's that. For the rib cage here, you know, same kind of deal. You know, you have kind of like a barrel kind of deal. It's a usually it's a little more prominent here. That's usually like kind of a focus of the rib cage right here. Is this like this line right here? You know, add some scapulas and whatnot. So, not trying to go too crazy with the hips here. That goes here. So, actually, I think it goes more like. See, that's where it gets a little fuzzy. I have an idea. There's like these two loops. Oops. There's like these two loops that go down here. It's interesting. It helps with like the inner leg muscles. It's where the things connect. I'm gonna check the my book here. The nice thing about the book I have, it's very kind of straightforward. Oh, it's from the outside. So that's. Yeah, that's looking better. That's looking more like it. Honestly, I'm going to just probably make my own 3D printed parts of like the pelvis, the skull, and stuff like that. And just use that as a way I'm going to rely on, you know, so. And there's the tailbone right here, too. Kind of something like that. It's very kind of, you know, not abstract, but you know what I mean. And then there's like a little pelvic part right here. So that's just kind of the general kind of gist. It's definitely good to know these shapes. This is like something huge when it comes to like just sculpting. You don't need the exact details of like all the little bony parts, assuming that you don't have to do a skeleton, but it's highly recommended to know like all that little stuff. But as you can see, this could pass off for like obvious like kind of skeleton right here. So I'm going to go ahead and work on the shoulder blade now and the collarbone. So it's the same thing here. Take this here, insert this here, move it in. So what I like to do is I like to have them overlap. So I'm gonna actually do this here, have them overlap there. But if I'm trying to make this 3D printable, I really don't want to have to deal with certain kind of things or stuff right here. So. Also, the nice thing is, I just remember it used to be this triangle shape. I want to say it's like pizza, but it was something like this here. And then there was like a bony part. I remember sculpting this a long time ago, and I still sculpt it. You know, whenever I have to make bodies, things like that. It's a weird kind of thing here that kind of continues. Well, I'm gonna look for my reference just in case I don't have to like work on it too much. It's like a weird branching of the thing here. This is an important thing. If you ever want to do you want to sculpt and stuff like this, this is like a must. You do not avoid this part of your learning. Know how to make all this stuff, man. I'm going to go ahead and probably go something like that right there. See, these are too close as it is, so I'm going to take this here. I'm going to actually kind of move it more like this and maybe even angle it a bit. More like that. Shoulder blades are actually surprisingly far apart. Oh, I guess I wouldn't say surprisingly. It's not so much of a surprise. kind of like something like this here. You know, I have the collarbone and everything too. So I did make, I want to say it's a crochet model. I did make a base model for me to start sculpting and stuff like that. You know, like everything's flushed out, you know, the block shapes. It's to save time on like making new figures and everything. But this is kind of a special occasion here. I'm just going to go ahead and yeah, I'll probably have to lower this down a bit more because I think the chest is two heads down. The lower pectorals are two chests down, and actually, yeah, this is a little off here. Actually, I'm gonna go ahead and actually select these two. I'll go ahead and move this down a bit. And move this back to yeah, that's fine right there. Go ahead, I'm going to mask these. I'm just going to just polygrip them as something separate. There it goes. Now I can just select them when I need to. So I got that there. Actually, I'm going to go ahead and actually move these heads away. Ooh. Move these heads away here. What the heck is going on here? There it goes. I'll work on details such as like the, what is it called? Such as the, like the arm, the forearm, the certain things, the ulna, the humerus, whatever. I don't go too crazy into it. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to do the same thing again. I'm going to take this here. I'm going to go ahead and pull a sphere. Right here, I'm going to rotate it. What I want to do is, should I go ahead and, no, it's fine. Like, should I go ahead and, oh, interesting. Interesting, yeah, I don't have a, just turn local symmetry on. Whoa, okay, never mind, that's not turn local symmetry. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go like something like this here. It also tells me how much more I have to bring the shoulder blades out. So it's a lot of like little things here and there. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to start kind of like shaping this here. Now bones aren't exactly kind of straight and everything, so it's like perfectly fine if I like just taper this in right here in the center here. I might even just bring that up a bit more here. It does, so elbow is usually around, you know, like the navel here. So I'm just going to go ahead and also just kind of make this kind of triangle dealio here. And then just kind of taper this here. I believe the humerus is also a little curved back. Let me just double check that. I get mixed up. It has a bit of a curve. It's actually more flat on the back, and it has this protrusion here that kind of gives the illusion of it being curved back. It's very interesting. And it goes like something like this. So it goes like, so it appears a little curved, but it's not really curved. There it goes. It's something like that right there. Well, that's kind of funny shape. All right. And then I'll give the little socket here. You know, I'll round it out, whatever, but bone's a little too big, you know, that's a little big bone right there. Kind of funny. It's basically just kind of unevenly kind of like pulling it. Gives it a little more of an organic look, I suppose you can say. It's kind of nice. I go into super details with the bones because the bones are not like, Unless I'm making it like a true skeleton kind of deal, like then I would go crazy into like maybe the details. But even there's a limit to that. You know? You know what I mean. You know. So. Whoops. Pull that. So I'll come back to the shoulder blades just a moment here. I feel like I attempted this before. I don't know why I feel so. I think this has to come out a bit more right here. There you go. So I think that's better. So cool. All right. I'm gonna go ahead and actually duplicate that. Actually, I don't think I should really duplicate it. I'm gonna go ahead and just draw a new shape out here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually enlarge. Oh, that's right. It won't do anything funny. Well, oh, that's right. Local symmetry. It's because of this here is throwing it off. Go ahead and split mass points, and then we're going to come back to here. What? Oh, did I undo it all to the point of that the skulls are back? Hold on. Wait, what? Oh, did I split the skulls by accident? That's funny. All right, cool. All right, let's go ahead and... Wait, what the... I deleted those. Must have undid it. All right. So I've got that. So what I'm gonna do is just gonna make a quick little rectangle here. So I'm just gonna flatten the sides and top and bottom here, and then this. Oops, where did it go? Then this and this. So I'm making like a rectangle with like a lot of kind of geometry here and there. Then I'm gonna widen it, and I could smooth it out and everything. So I could have just taken a box, but I kind of like to just kind of have it like this here, you know. I don't know if you know. I'm gonna probably have to twist this too. I say the reason why I probably have to twist it, it depends on what I'm trying to do with this. There is a little bit of twist in the forearm here, so if I go ahead and like, whoa, not do that. No, this button. Here it is. I'm like, which button was it again? Oops. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to center that. All right. So I'm going to go and do a little bit of a twist to this, I suppose. I don't know. Do I want to do that? Whatever. I'm just going to do this for now. What I'm going to do is I'm going to just take this here. I'm going to just kind of sketch like the division here, the two bones here. I'm not trying to go for like, I'm not trying to go for actual true separation here right now. Because what I'm trying to do is let me go ahead and actually increase the resolution. Oh, I don't have my thing on here. Oh, I have it combined, so I'm going to do groups here. There it goes. I don't want them actually merging. All right, so right now I'm just trying to like get the overall kind of shape here. So I'm going to go ahead and get the tool here and beef up the elbow a little bit here. So what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to make this illusion of a twist here, because the forearms do kind of twist here. So I'm just trying to hide it. There it goes. Just kind of do something like this here. Kind of good for now, for the time being here. I'm just going to give them some mitt hands right now, because I really want to work on that skull, you know. And then I get some general muscles here and there. So I'm just going to do some pulling here. Instead of using the move tool, I'm just going to try to make it kind of organic-like, you know. Just kind of manipulate here and there. You know, I can temporarily draw a spine for this, I suppose. Or not draw. I'm just going to go ahead and just pull a circle here. So that doesn't look like a spine. Well, it's going to soon. Oh boy. I hate when that happens. You're like, what are you doing here? That doesn't look like a spine. Well, it's going to. I know I said that already, but I could have tried taking the draw tool or something, but this is good for now. Hide this here. Hide that too, and then I'm going to pull this kind of spine in right here. I want to go ahead and just kind of do this here. There it goes, cool. Boom. Let's go ahead. Oh, actually that's that looks a little funny right there. It should be more like here. Cool, all right. Got that part so far. Got that. Work on the legs here. I'm gonna give some mitt hands right now too. Just kind of have an idea how everything's kind of spaced. It's actually looking real nice, if I am honest. I'm just some general kind of mid hands, you know. I'll work on the fingers and everything in a bit. The thing that's throwing me off is this pelvis here. I think I could probably widen it a bit. Should be the same as like the rib cage, I believe it was, unless it's female. Then I think it's more of a maybe go for more of a male pelvis, maybe. I mean, I'm gonna do like a male superhero. Don't get me wrong, I'm gonna do female, but I feel like male is more, you know, there's a lot of muscular kind of features. It's very, that's looking better. Now, was it? It must have been. I think it was something like that right there. Wait, what was the pelvis again? Oh, I'm just checking my reference here real quick. I'm pretty sure it's. It is from the front middle to the back, so I do have to go ahead and kind of just draw something like this here. Just kind of drawing. Gonna hide this here and that there. So the interesting thing is that this is like connected. Like what happens is I forgot to pull this back right here. I made the pelvis really stick out like really far. Forgot the pelvis kind of goes something like this here. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna mask this here and actually pull this down. Whoa, other part. Do something like that right there. Gotta take this here and actually kind of go like. So the pelvis goes something like this here, because what happens, the tailbone is what gives it kind of. This is basically hollow, but I'm not gonna make it hollow right now. I'm gonna kind of go something like this right here. I'll work on it a bit more here, but I need to actually turn this part on here because I'm getting tired of trying to smooth this out when something along the lines of that, I think. Okay, that's looking. I think I have to pull the pelvis back a bit, to be honest. Cool. Arms might be a little long here. Nothing difficult to change. The hand might be. I'm just trying to use them as place markers for right now. Let's go ahead and add the leg bones. If anything, I'm just going to actually. Should I just duplicate the arm right there? Maybe I should. That might just be easier. Honestly, this is very similar to the. I'm going to just enlarge it. Something like that right there. Now, the leg's not going to like that. Now, I'm pretty certain that that leg bone really arches. Not super arches, but like arches more than like the rest of the leg here. So, yeah, more than like other bones in general. Like, as if anything, like this arch should be like the other direction. Where's that? I am on the move. I'm like, where's that move tool? Oh, okay. Maybe I should just make another one. This might just be annoying. And then this one is, what the heck? This one's more like, something like that. And then the bone. Bad the bone. Bad to the bone. Now I'll just go ahead and kind of, I guess I could have probably sculpted kind of a little notch here. That might have been just a little better right there. And kind of like a little bony notch right there. I forgot what it's called, that part. Anyway, it has like a sphere or something to this point, and then like dynamesh it, but for the time being, that will have to do. All right, I think that's kind of good right there. So let's go ahead and let's just add the leg bone here. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take this here, just kind of take that, since it's kind of like what I want already, just like I did with the upper arm. Now it looks small and everything, but just go whoop. Actually, I should also invert it as well, because okay, that's interesting. What I'm going to do is this. I'm going to go ahead and press X and then go like this. And delete the hidden. And then do a mirror and weld. Now that might have been just extra, but so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go ahead and mask this here. Go something like this. Boom. And I think it's smaller here at the base here. I'm actually quite happy with that. I'll be adding some bony details and like landmarks. Bony landmarks and all that stuff is very important. I think what I did was, when I made my my base model, was I just sculpted a model, and then I decided to polygroup certain parts of it and make its own kind of mass and everything, so it made things easier. Time to get ice cream. So what I intend to do is I'm going to go ahead and start kind of detailing the skeleton now. I got my book here. Some ASMR, you know. Oh, the book. Okay. All right, so let's see. All right. So not all the ribs connect. There's floating ribs, you know. Like, it's funny, when I was learning, I knew for, like, you know, since my science class back in high school about, like, you know, the floating ribs and whatnot, but it wasn't when I was doing martial arts that we're like, you know, you take a person down and they're on their side. It's, you know, you put your knee on their floating ribs or onto their solar plexus, you know, on their, like, basically it's floating ribs. They, you know, the floating ribs are the ribs that don't connect to the sternum. So they're here off the side. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go ahead and kind of like highlight the ribs here. So what happens is the ribs kind of go off like some like they like, oh, where's that one at exactly? All right, so you have a rib that connects directly to there, and there's other ribs that connect, but It's very interesting. Like they kind of like branch off like tree branches almost. It's kind of interesting. Uh, However, the angle of this one just kind of goes like this, and then the other ones kind of like branch off, kind of something like this here, and then like that, and then there's like floating ribs down there. Say it was like something like that right there, and then the ribs continue going across here. And then there's like another rib here, you know, just kind of branches, and then there's like a couple like lingering ribs right here, you know. So there's that. How many ribs is that? So the one that's right here, so 1, 3, 4, 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then the other one kind of comes up from, it still comes up from actually underneath the thing here, and it goes kind of like this here. So I'll have to kind of work on that a little bit. So kind of go something like here, and then there's the sternum here. Right there, like that. It's looking pretty good. The rib cage actually kind of goes like this. They're more kind of like space, like something like this here. I'll fix each individual rib and everything, all that stuff, but not just yet. So right now I'm just kind of hollowing certain things out right here. Adding some details here and there. Nothing too crazy right now. I want to take this brush. So I added a little bit. I'm going to subtract a little bit. Adding and subtracting from the when sculpting is just an essential thing, to be honest. So just like I'm just trying to, like, if anything, it also kind of adds kind of a organicness to it, as I said earlier before. And I'll emphasize the parts I like about it, and it's just, that's what it is. It's just about being kind of creative, you know. Rib cages have a certain kind of bend and kind of go kind of deal, but as I said before, there's a certain kind of division right here. You know, rib cage could be brought back probably a little more, maybe bring, yeah, the back needs to be more. So what I'm going to do is this. So I'm going to go to move here, and then I'm going to kind of pull this back right here, which means I have to pull the spine out more, which I should have had that probably highlighted as well. Just looks better that way, you know. I like to be a little more, have a little more gesture and things like that with things, you know. Gesture is just important overall. I'm gonna go ahead and take the rib cage only now. Oops. Gotta bring it right here. Cool. And let's go ahead and take a break from the rib cage. Actually, I should probably taper the rib cage a bit here. There we go. That's better. That's better. So, I will probably, yeah, I'm just thinking about adding the geometry and things like that. Oh, hello. Give it a jetpack booster. All right, yeah. Oh, it's Liberace. Hey, Liberace. Yeah, I give him a little jetpack right here. Let's see. That's funny. Let's go ahead and just kind of give this here, and then, whoa, what did I just do? Oh, okay. I thought I did something there. Here, let's make it more. Let's make it here, and then let's go ahead and. Oops, I forgot I had that selected here. Hey, good to see we're both. Well, yeah, it's Yeah, it's been a while since I played. I was pretty sure it was Evolve, right? Yeah. Well, I play Evolve still. I just don't play it publicly at times, offline or something. But no, yeah, it's so yeah, stuff's definitely happened. It's definitely interesting. Yeah, it's good to see that we're both doing well. There's people that play Evolve. Sometimes there's broadcasts off Xbox. Yeah, Xbox primarily. I haven't looked on PC too much. It's just the problem with PC. I don't know what it is. Just PC people on for Evolve. It's a random assortment here and there. It just doesn't feel like anything. If anything, I find myself finding quick play in on Xbox more enjoyable. It could be a little frustrating, but it's like, what is it? It's just I feel like customs are sometimes frustrating. What the heck just happened? Oh, I had that on. Um, but I feel like there's still okay when it comes to Evolve on PC. There's a few, but then on Xbox there's a good handful still. But there's some random people that kind of spill in. I'm like kind of wondering who they are. Why is this not? Am I still local on? There it goes. Give him a jetpack, and then I'll just give him like a. Don't go too crazy into the detail of it, but let's go ahead and just give him a little sphere here. Let's give him a little bit of rocket here, and then I just go ahead and kind of enlarge that, and I make it look like he's blasting off or something. Take the snake hook brush and kind of just go like, oops. I don't know, something. It look like he's kind of blasting or something off. Something. I don't know. And then I could give him some straps or something, but something there. PC players are busy monitoring their GME stocks. Yeah, the GameStop stocks. Yeah. I kind of miss that thing. I just no one really pays attention to like the stock market usually, but it's a good idea to do smart stock market. Yeah, the especially that GME kind of deal. Like if I had some money or something, I would have like put it into that. I think it's a good like I feel like it's a good protest is what it is. A lot of corrupt people on Wall Street. Manipulating the stock market, and then they get a little butthurt when people start kind of abusing it. Missed the party too. Oh yeah, okay. I'm like, what party? I'm like, oh, that party. Yeah, I know. It's kind of it kind of sucks. Like it wasn't until like it was kind of all big and stuff. Like, I wasn't following that Reddit. you know, How was I supposed to know? I wanted to do that too. I wanted to help rebel or protest with that and get money. you know, just getting a little carried away with these like flames here. This is the same with Turok. I don't think they have the same kind of stocks and things like that. Yeah, Turok Studios though is, Turok Studios didn't want to give up. It's just that with hold on, let me go ahead and just do a Dynamesh here. What was I saying? Oops. So, hold on one moment. Ah, Dynamica, no wonder. But why is this not working? There goes. There's a jetpack for now. If it hits. Oh no, yeah, yeah, that'd be great. You know, I was thinking about some ideas for Evolve. I actually have I had some concepts or ideas for a Evolve game. I've been thinking about. You'll have two shares. Yeah, the I had some ideas or concepts about Evolve. Some interesting ideas because I've really thought about why Evolve didn't do well, and why Stage Two had better was going to have better success over Legacy Evolve. And I like Legacy Evolve, but one has to admit that it was a lower learning curve when it came to Stage Two Evolve. They had better tutorials. They had this and that. I wish they had some event or practices you can do on the side, like pick up a hunter by healing with heals. You know, cloak yourself. Try to get away from the monster. The monster focuses you. Pop your cloak, or dodge the ability. It's small little things that would help. Cut the monster off. Cut the monster off so you can dome him. Small little objectives, I guess. You could not side missions, but it'd be just like a little situation challenges. I'm not saying achievements. It'd be a separate little area for practice. That would be nice. And you could get some sort of benefit or something. But I was also thinking about, can I do something with monsters like defend? Because I thought about ways to make defend a little more balanced, I was thinking about also maybe I could make a funnier, goofier version of Evolve, something that's less realistic, that's stylized. I want to say something like Fortnite, but like Fortnite graphics. But it would be easier to come out with skins. It'd be easier to do this and that. Not so realistic. The thing is, I felt like that ate a lot of the time or money of Evolve was also putting the amount of details into each of those characters. When the time could have probably been spent in maybe animations or like more skins and stuff like that. And I was also thinking maybe the new Evolve should have more customization in the sense of you're not locked into a particular kind of thing, because with Evolve there's always like weak points or there's like hunters and monsters that have weaknesses to each other or strengths to the other side. And I'm like, maybe it's somehow you could modify it, or there's some sort of incentive for hunters to do that would have to deter monsters from eating. It's really hard to really try to find out something. So I was hoping to make a simple hunting game, simple, funny little hunting game. And it would be also nice so it was easy. I was looking into the Unreal Engine. Have you looked into the Unreal Engine, Liberace? The Unreal Engine has some really good potential. Some people, they say they like Unity, but I'm a fan of the Unreal Engine. Just seems like it has better potential and everything. I still haven't figured that. I haven't finished that Mega Mouth pencil holder I was going to work on. I just got distracted by other projects. Just distracted by other little projects here and there. But let me just work on the skull here. I just love working on the skulls here. So, oh yeah, I should probably separate this jaw here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to, I had some ideas though. Now what I'm going to do is what I'm going to do here, if you look closely, I go like this, I group the mask, I can separate this. Now if I go like this, it separates the geometry entirely. Okay, that's fine, whatever. There it goes, cool, perfect. So now I have like a mandible and everything here. I'm gonna go ahead and actually go like this here. I'm gonna inflate certain parts. There it goes, cool. Whoa, my goodness, what happened here? What the heck happened there? Hold on. So, you're a fan of, okay, cool. Yeah, the cool thing about, what happened here? That was weird. The cool thing about Unreal Engine is, they have those, those free monthly things, like the free, like, okay, it's working now. That was weird. You know, they have like the free content, you know, free like models and stuff like that. Well, I've been like saving them. Like, don't get me wrong, like, you know, I've been trying to learn how to code and stuff, but like, it's just nice to have the code already made for you. So that's kind of like what I decided to do is I decided I wanted to have like a big library of do auto group and delete hidden. There it goes. Cool. Just looks promising though. Like it just seems so straightforward. You know, like you know they have the blueprints and stuff like that. Basically, it's like a simplified coding, but it's still important to know how to code. But it's just so nice that you can possibly just like just kind of pull some nodes and everything, and then hold on. But no, it's just it has so much good potential though for the thing. Hold on, I'm just getting a little. Cool. It just seems so. The user interface seems very friendly on it as well. It just seems easier to use. Like, and then you know, as I said before, the marketplace is nice. I think Unreal got rid of their marketplace. So I don't know what happened. And I'm like, that's not good for them. You know, like it seemed like it's you have to have a kind of a marketplace to kind of share your stuff. Just kind of curious what happened. Why did they get rid of their marketplace? Kind of unfortunate. Where's the BIN? But yeah, you know, if there anyone that happens to want to make Evolve or want to, I wouldn't say partner up, but I'd like to like develop an easier Evolve. Just Evolve was just too team based. Like people like the problem also is that there was a lot of like big YouTubers, you know, not or just big streamers, just influential gamers that would play it and call it like a running simulator and stuff like that. That really hurt the image of the game. You know, and they were just playing quick play, you know, by themselves, and like, what do you expect? You know, you're not gonna get that trapper that knows how to trap and everything. You know, it's just unfortunate. Yeah, sorry, I'm just trying to work on the skull here. Making skeletons is cool. I want to make it like a clown skeleton and things like that, and release the model and whatnot. Just it's so nice, you know. It's so cool. Skeletons are just neat. You know, when I was thinking sculpting, there's a person that was like obsessed with skulls, and they had all these like projects with skulls, and I'm like, okay, interesting. And then now I'm like, skulls are cool. But man, yeah, I won't say I constantly think about it, but I think about it all the time about like how can I make how would I would make like Evolve successful. And really, it honestly kind of comes down to the fact that it just people just couldn't deal with team based like such a team based game. You had to make things easy, like, but how do you make things easy, like, and hello, hello, Yash Patel. Oh, Mr. Oh, that was Mr. ERJ that said that. I thought it was Liberace there on YouTube. There, I thought it was Liberace that said that. Hey, Mr. ERJ, and then Yash Patel. Hello, Unreal Metahuman Effect 3D Artist Shop. So if you, what happened was I'm also broadcasting on Twitch, and I was talking with Oh, never mind. I guess it was Mr. ERJ fan, Mr. ERJ. I thought Liberace on Twitch had chimed in that he was a fan of Unreal. I didn't realize it was someone else. Um, but I'm just kind of working on. So right now I'm just kind of working on making a skeleton here, and I'm trying to make a crochet model that I was thinking about maybe uploading, maybe selling the model or figure, or making my own study model. Yeah, that's hello, Mr. ERJ. Sorry, I didn't realize you like hopped on. I have the what's it called, the Restreamio chat on browser here, and I didn't see where it was coming from there, or I didn't see the name. I just saw the comments, but no, welcome. But as I was but Unreal is so nice. Like if you go onto the Unreal Engine, you go to the marketplace, they have like free items, and it is crazy. Like some of these items are like really good. Normally, some of these things would be like $30 or $40 or $50 depending on it. It could be as cheap as like $10 or $15, but like the fact that it's become free each month, you get like 5 free assets at your library to use for all your games or potential games and stuff like that. It's just good. So I was like, cool, okay, I'll go ahead and make an account, start saving up, and as I learn to code, I would go ahead and then use that when I get an idea. I'm going to make a very simple hunting game with a team 4v1. And yeah, it's just interesting because I'm trying to think maybe I could make it a hybrid between Evolve and Dead by Daylight. But we'll see about that. Like I'm still trying to think about it, and I'm still trying to get the coding thing down. It'd be like a side job kind of thing. I'll make my own kind of assets, and I might get a team going. I don't know, something like that. Be a fun little thing to try to do. Such a good game too. Just trying to make some ribs here and get the skull details and everything. Add the teeth here. But how's everyone doing? Everyone doing good? Yeah. Sorry about sorry about that there. If anyone has any kind of questions, but as I was saying though, Yash Patel there. This is kind of like a personal project for me right here. So, yeah, it's a personal project. I thought about kind of doing art and getting like a job in like this kind of thing here, but I just kind of figured that I should just kind of, I don't know, I wanted like a sound job kind of thing. And honestly, coding and stuff like that, I just like it. And with like stuff that's happened like the past year and stuff, and I'm like I need to like take a grasp on certain things, and it just kind of like December was pretty unfortunate, and we don't want to really talk about it, but I figured there would be some major plans for me this major changes, I guess you can say, coming up. I'm thinking about possibly moving out of state, and still work, but I'm just saying like I want to do some things, and meaning to do them. And oh my gosh, that nose is really small now. What are you guys' favorite video games, actually? What's your favorite games? I'm kind of curious. What games do you guys enjoy? Just kind of curious. I'm gonna make a skeleton clown thing here in like some time. Maybe I'll do a broadcast here, but I'm gonna just make some random teeth here. There's 32 teeth in the human mouth. I think it's a little more, unless that included that includes wisdom teeth. Depends on the genre. Like, what's the favorite games you like to play? What are your favorites? Like, a long time ago, like, I want to say it's like a favorite game, but I liked when Batman came out. Like, the Batman game, Arkham Asylum, Arkham City, and all that stuff. That was pretty cool. I love the fact they incorporated martial arts. It was a really good Batman game. I'm not saying it's my favorite, but I definitely like the fighting action shooting games. Batman was really good. Make some divisions. Valorant and all-time. Out of curiosity, because what happens is I try to like to evaluate games based on like what people kind of just enjoy. So I was just kind of curious. What the heck is going on here? What did I select? Oh, okay. So I was just kind of curious about like hold on. Like what makes you enjoy the game, I guess, because it's just an important question in general. Just like what. Just kind of making some little details here with the teeth and everything. I just want to get this kind of flushed out. And there's like, the interesting thing is like, there's like 4 teeth along the first part, and then just kind of placing stuff here and there. And then I'm going to have to cut this down here. Cool. All right. So what happened is that, you know, like, what keeps people engaged in a game? That's kind of thing. That's what people have to think when they make a game. And as I said before, I'm interested in like making my own game. So I'm just like what would it be? And you know, I mentioned I love playing Evolve. You know, not everyone loves playing it, but you know, I feel like it has untapped potential, and I just need to make the game easier. Is what I feel like. What I like to do too is kind of cheating. I like to kind of just draw these lines up higher like this. And then I like to add a division line here. I dabble in first-person games, hack and slash, third-person games, some platformers here and there, as well as most racing games. The funny thing is, the racing games I used to play, like I know they're not like race car games, but the racing games were like Donkey Kong, Diddy Kong Race. Was it Diddy Kong Racing? Donkey Kong Racing? That was a long time ago. But it was, you know, Mario Karts, basically. Mario Karts was probably the racing game I was like, probably that I've actually like played. I have played other games too, like, you know, actual car racing games. But, can't wait until I start making some demented looking, like, some clown skeletons, man. It's going to be good. I made it in clay, and I was like, that was a while ago, though. But it's interesting because, you know, a long time ago I used to play, like, this is a while ago, though. Just like to I'm just drawing a line here. Just a random line here. I'm not trying to go for too much detail. I'm going to, you know, make a superhero anatomy and things like that. Just kind of like a, like, artistic kind of line here I'm trying to do. Teeth could be a little more smaller and refined, of course, you know, but the smoothing effect will help with like making it a little better. Okay, so I'll let you know what are you doing. Digital, traditional, either one. It's kind of the same, but it gives me an idea. If you're doing digital, which I recommend. Pixel art / 2D games. That's different software. That'd be definitely something that is definitely more specialized in it. Definitely 2D art application, but if you're gonna do any kind of drawing and stuff like that, even if it's a 2D or pixel art, I guess you don't have to since it's so pixelated. But if you're doing 2D games, you know, and not just pixel art, you know, that means you're actually gonna have to draw bodies and stuff like that. You just have to get into like anatomy for sure, but there's also gestures and stuff like that. You know, that's what you learn in your in life drawing classes. But if you want to, but if it's sculpting, that's a little easier to kind of talk about. Don't get me wrong, drawing, you know, drawing is definitely important, but like, just it's a little easier for me to go over like, ooh, okay, I see something. There's a problem with this right here. Hold on, mask this here. Oh, what the heck? So hold on. All right. So I just recommend if you're doing sculpting, it's definitely important to know anatomy. I usually sometimes recommend drawing the anatomy. It really helps you memorize key features of it. That will help with drawing a lot, or not drawing, sculpting a lot. 2D to 3D, I feel like if you do 2D, you can do like, I want to say everything else, but it definitely helps establish a strong foundation when you have to draw. When it comes to 3D, don't get me wrong, like I want to say you can skip the 2D, but essentially sculpting here is like, it's like the sculpting here is like drawing with clay. I highly recommend ZBrush. See, for instance, like, you need, like, when you do drawing stuff, like, they tell you about, like, how to, like, proportion everything. Don't be wrong, life sculpting does that as well. But it's just important to kind of know these details, like to draw a skull from memory and stuff like that. I could do this without reference. I have reference right here next to me. The whole reason why I'm doing this is to practice and maybe even use this model to reuse the model. I started traditional. I started in clay. And clay is just annoying. Don't get me wrong, it's possible. It doesn't have flexibility. It just doesn't have it just like sucks. Like, you want to change something about it, it's just a mess of work at times. With ZBrush, it doesn't take up space. It doesn't do this and that. But I highly recommend ZBrush. Don't get me wrong, I would recommend Blender first because Blender's free. All right, Blender's free. You could use that. All right, but I would say ZBrush is like really, really nice, especially with the features they released the last year or two. Real nice, A lot of cool tools here and there. I do feel that I feel that ZBrush could have. Oh, what the heck? Hold on one moment. Hold on one moment. Hello?
Hey, so I just got a text message.
Hello? Hello? Hold on. Hello? Oh, sorry, I'm on the phone here. Hold on. Hello? Hello? You there? Hello? Hold on. Yeah, as I was saying about Blender, so I'm calling them back. Hold on. So I was saying, yeah. Oh, all right. So as I was saying, Blender is huge. Any course I would recommend. Now, I used to say, maybe some. Oh, hold on. Oh my gosh. Hold on. Hello. Oh, yeah, that's what happened. I was like, yeah, that's what happened. Okay. If she wants, well, does she? Did she? Wait, I missed it because you walked too far away. I didn't hear the whole thing. Oh, so she wants to work. If that's fine, that's fine. She can go ahead and work it then. It sounds like do this. You can go ahead and call her. You say if she wants the hours, she could have them. All right. I don't mind doing it. I just figured that if she had to do something with her sister and it was some sort of emergency, then she might as well go ahead. I might as well go ahead and take her shift. Oh, okay. Okay, it sounds yeah. Okay, it sounds like she wants to work. Okay, she can go ahead and get the. She can go ahead and get the. She can get her shift back. All right, that's fine. All right. Okay. Cool. All right. Talk later. Okay. Bye. All right. Cool. All right. Cool. I'm back. Sorry. So what happened was, so back to the hit. So I'll get to the course in a moment here, but what happened was I got a call. So I have like a couple jobs, kind of like this is kind of like my side kind of job here, side deal where I make things for people or sculpt, and then I do another job. And coworker called about not wanting to work tomorrow because her sister had went to the ER. Apparently her arm was she broke her arm or something, and I didn't know until just now, and but I was going to take her shift for tomorrow. But then I got a message back. Hold on one moment. There's a series of knocks here. Hold on. Yes. All right. Hold on. So as I was saying, since I'm broadcasting,
Sorry.
so
My bad.
I was someone asked a question. Someone typed a question here.
My bad.
So as I was saying about the course I would recommend, honestly, I wouldn't say a college course anymore. Don't be wrong. Well, of course you can't really do it. It's all virtual now, usually. So even if schools weren't out, I would kind of advise against a lot of kind of college courses. I don't get me wrong; they can be good, but the problem is I feel like they're a little bit of a I won't say vague. They definitely get to the point. I've taken light drawing and some sculpting, but they're kind of loose with their teaching at times. I feel like if you want to really get into sculpting, like Blender or ZBrush, there's YouTube, but I would recommend Udemy.com. No, actually not Udemy. What I'm talking about, that's for like some other miscellaneous stuff. There's some sculpting on there, Blender especially, as well as animations and stuff. But it's more or less you want to go for like creators. There's people that use ZBrush. They're great. There's some great courses you could find online for ZBrush or Blender. I would recommend against schools. I feel schools just like, what the heck? That's not me. It's like just isn't. I feel like it's this isn't good nowadays. Like it's really online is the way to go, and they have some great videos you can watch. They have Discord channels usually, meaning you can ask questions, and there's a lot of good things online. So I would just kind of recommend to not like. So the classes I recommended was definitely be anatomy. Anatomy is a big one. I would say get anatomy books. If you want to kind of learn on kind of your own, I kind of wouldn't recommend it in a sense. But if you want to learn how to use an app or get a workflow going, there is on ZBrush the Pixelogic channel does have like professionals as well, kind of showing the process. It's a little it's all right. It doesn't show like the whole thing. That's why you probably have to get like a lesson. But they teach you like tips and tricks here and there. It really just comes down to like a lot of anatomy. Uh, yeah, so let me just go ahead and back on this here. But if you have any more questions or if you want me to kind of go on with it a bit more, I can. So let's see. Um, I'm just going ahead. I'm just going to add some like muscles here, here and there. Doesn't look like muscles, but they're going to be. Um, so I'm just making like the pectorals here. Pectorals are fan shaped, so if you want to know what books I would recommend, in terms of like anatomy, I can go ahead and mention one you could look up real quick or something. So there's that. Cool, got that there. anatomy books I recommend. I really like this anatomy book, that artistic anatomy book that I was recommended, or not recommended, I had it required to be able to, for the class, it's called The Human Figure, an Anatomy for Artists by David K. Rubens. It's very straightforward, very prominent drawings, not too overwhelming or too crazy. It gets all like the front, side, back views of things, bare bones and with muscle. Very nice. So I would highly recommend that. I can't think of the specific courses, but you can check on cubebrush.com. I think CubeBrush has some lessons and stuff on there. It's pretty. I should probably get rid of this jetpack here. Liberace wanted me to give my skeleton here a jetpack. I wonder if maybe I took too long to come back. So what I'm doing, I'm just adding kind of the deltoid here. So I'm basically giving my skeleton some muscles here. Because I'll be making some superhero anatomy figures and all that stuff. Intermediate. Nowadays, you can get your information pretty readily, Yosh Patel, online. That I feel like you can learn pretty quick. How much time it take to learn intermediate digital sculpting? Honestly, it's a matter of the time you put in. That's the thing. It's the same for anything. It's really a matter of you. You can learn pretty quick. It's really a learning by doing kind of thing. Same with anything in general. That's why I'm going to be working on this a little bit longer here, and then I'm going to kind of work on my coding here. I got to make a little tribute page and stuff, and got to look over some other things, but it could be quick, I feel like someone the thing is, it's a matter of doing things. It's going to start off bad, but if you get the right direction, that's why I used to believe in self-learning, but that's just nonsense. And anyone that says that just doesn't realize the potential of the amount of time that you can save if you just kind of just pay for something. Nowadays that's super easy. That's super easy. You can easily go ahead and find a bunch of references, good books, and people that are actually selling their their knowledge, basically, in a sort of a form of videos. You can get really good within this year. I want to say it won't be amazing, super amazing standards, but it will definitely be good. It's hard to say. It really depends on the person's previous art experience. I can't really say much for everyone, so I'm just making this muscle here. Hold on. Whoops. There it goes. I'm going to duplicate that for the bicep. Right there. And then I'm going to duplicate that for the tricep. See, these are just blocking. These things just come naturally. This is stuff I remember from anatomy and sculpting, that I could know where the main forms are and all that stuff. And I could just go ahead and kind of just add where these muscles go. They're not refined yet, but it's also a matter of knowing the hotkeys and whatnot. I've been a little hesitant at times to kind of learn certain things, but it's just so important just find the lessons. Look on, as I said before, look on CubeBrush, look on Udemy, look on Facebook. If you start looking for things, you start getting recommended certain tutorials and videos and stuff like that. And another one other than CubeBrush and Udemy, there's one called not Polygon. I forgot what the site is called. Let me look for it real quick. What is that site called? Let me look. Hold on. It was called let's go to YouTube here. Hold on. It's called. Let me look for ZBrush monster. We'll say. Not ArtStation. Oh no. You can look on ArtStation. People have tutorials and videos here and there. That usually leads to something. I don't remember what it's called. There's a YouTube channel of like two like people that do modeling and sculpting using ZBrush and other stuff, and uh they have a website that sells they sell assets and flip normals. That's what they're called. Flipped normals. Flipped normals. They have tutorials and things there too where they talk about they sell tutorials and they have their own tutorials and stuff like that and details. Because honestly, so what happens is that when you go in for courses, so there's courses online, there's different prices here and there. You can get some cheap courses for maybe $12, $20 or something. You could do maybe a month free trial from a Nomen Art Academy, whatever, I forgot what it's called. You want to be able to just you want to see the whole process. What you want to do is you want to learn how to use the software. If you want to use ZBrush, all right. Now, if you want to start with Blender, you can start with Blender. I would recommend going on Udemy. Let me check. Let me just type that in. .com here. Oops, I put a slash in this. That's what a slash. Now that site there, they have a sale. They have a sale right now. And basically, it's really nice. I would say you can actually start getting really good with computer modeling for like $30. You $15 basically, and then each thing is like it's nice because if you want to learn how to render, maybe do a bit of animation, like this one is a good lesson right here. I haven't finished it. I have the lesson. I just haven't worked on it. If you want to do Blender, this is a cool one. This is a nice fun one here. It's a fun little thing. You make a robot, you learn how your material, lights, rendering, and animating it. That's a fun little thing to do. It's not ZBrush, but it's Blender, and you can use the free software to kind of get an idea for modeling things. Modeling, I want to say modeling requires less artistic skill. It definitely uses a lot more primitives and stuff like that. It's very easy to make your own kind of characters, and you could potentially maybe even make game characters from this. I'm not saying this is a must to learn, but if you want to go ahead and kind of understand a little bit more of the digital world, get a little taste of it. They do have sculpting. They do have sculpting on Blender, and there's plenty of tutorials on there, on YouTube. There's some other there's a good handful of artists. You can always watch them, watch me or other people using it. I just haven't haven't really got around to Blender. What do I have up here that I can show real quick? Oh, this is something I made here recently. Oh, actually. Let me do this. Let me just bring that back. Hold on. This is just stuff I made in ZBrush here. I can show you some things here. ZBrush is pretty cool. Let me just do a quick save, and I'm going to do a... Oh, come to think about it, I have undo history saved, don't I? I do. It's saving the undo history. Usually this saves really fast. I forgot to uncheck the undo history. And then do a quick save here. Boom, done. See, that was that fast. I'm going to save this here. I'm going to go to my file here. Storage. This one right here. I'm going to give a new file. I'm going to call it anatomy. To be using this model later. Hold on. Anatomy skeleton. The cool thing about digital is just saves you so much time. It's ridiculous how much time it saves for you. You can have base figures, base models, certain body types. If you can send me a link of that so I could look at it, if you happen to have it. If not, I'll just assume it's pretty good. Usually, Flip Normals is usually a pretty good site. You always check the ratings and check the video that it comes, that is provided to, as a way to kind of the trailer. Hold on, what was I doing? Yeah. Like how this turned out. This is a little thing I did for like a Valentine's Day gift thing. I kind of made it available and whatnot. Loading. See, isn't that cute? It's two bears with a bunch of roses and like hearts and stuff like that. And these are like separate pieces. That arrow is a separate piece. I 3D printed it too. Actually, I didn't. My mother 3D printed it because I wanted to test it. She had a 3D printer she wasn't using. She was just sitting around collecting dust. So I sent her the model, pre-sliced. Look at that. I like that a lot. I like how the flowers turned out and everything. So this is something I made here. Then this is another thing I made. This is a thing I was working on. It was a cat-dog piece here for another Valentine's Day idea. So I have a cat and I have also a dog. Oh, whoops. What happened to the hearts? Oh, there they are. So I had a little idea for like a little Valentine's animal thing here. It's not done. It would have been done. I was working on a Mad Monster Party thing. I was working on Cora here. Would you like to say changes? My brain. No, I don't. I was trying to add some color here. Just to get back around to this. I have other models too. They're always usually in T pose because I fully intend to like pose them and stuff like that. I'll get back to them, but I have them like basically these are all like roughed out. I can like pose them and everything. I want K-Cora to be like hugging her polar bear dog thing as a piece and print it out and everything. Digital is just so nice. Let's just go back to that piece I was working on. I guess there's also the Mad Monster Party thing I was working on. If anyone's familiar with Mad Monster Party, I was working on this guy right here. He's not done, but I was getting that. I was working on this Mega Mouth thing. And so this is from a game I like called Evolve. This is like one of the creatures you come across as like one little wildlife. So honestly, I feel like I finished that pretty easily. I was going to make a pencil holder out of this. Which reminds me, I was going to make a voodoo doll. Huh, we'll see. Voodoo doll pencil holder. Let me go back to my skeleton here. So, okay, the things you need is, the anatomy of, so, of course, it's very good, very important to finish that course first. Work on it. If it's for ZBrush or Blender, whatever it is, go through it all, get familiar with it, know the process or the workflow, and start making make your piece. Make some things, experiment. There's you could look for tips and tricks of ZBrush or Blender, whatever you're using. If you want to learn how to 3D print, it's not that particular difficult with ZBrush, but when it comes to Blender, I think it works pretty easily, but I feel super confident with ZBrush. It's not because I use ZBrush longer. I'm just not too sure about their like combination process. ZBrush is able to handle like high number of polygons and points better than Blender can. Blender is meant to be used for more like animation, so lower resolution models, low poly models. And it's very efficient in that. That's not me. This is just previews. I hate when that happens, when that pops up. So it's a kind of difficult to like really say like a workflow, but it's really important to just kind of just do, and you can do really well very quickly with the amount of information that's presently available, nowadays. I'm just trying to make this kind of model here. So what I'm doing, I'm just trying to go like this. So I'm gonna hide this. Oh my gosh. So sorry if I hope I kind of answered. Oh, I would recommend anatomy too. If you're gonna do anything, just that as well. I would highly recommend getting an anatomy book for sure. Oh, something's bothering my eye. My eyelash. You know how it is when you get that weird tickle? Okay, so now, okay, I can't really say too much on that. Like, the thing is, okay, art is kind of a tricky business. Honestly, it might be better if you kind of, I wouldn't advise in really an art career in, just an art career in general. That's why I was going for more of the computer. Don't get me wrong, you can do some good. You can do some. You get paid reasonably well. But it depends on like your work and things like that. It depends on like your creativity, your uniqueness and stuff. I never really got around to really like putting myself in there. I always kind of make my own projects and just kind of sold things on the side. This is, as I said before, this was more of a side thing for me. It could be well paid, but you get a better well paid job doing coding than you would with art. That's kind of the truth. If anything, that's not me. But the thing is that that's coding is safe. Art should be kind of thing as a side thing. Like, don't get me wrong, it's great to do this and things like that, but you definitely have to. I don't know what is it? Hold on, let me autograph this here and then do a mirror and weld. So, how do I say exactly? Hold on, sorry. It's just not really a safe bet. It's more of a gamble when it comes to art. I say it's safer if you were to make your own stuff. I would say that's more of a solid job. Don't be wrong, like you definitely have to be really good to compete with like the current artists. Stuff like that. It's really kind of a tough thing to say. It really depends on skill level, what you're working for. But I wouldn't really advise doing it. It's something that you probably don't want to hear, but it's something I thought about doing, and I had opportunities here and there. It's just what happens is this, okay? Now, if you go to an artist that used to work for an industry or used to do this and that, you probably hear the same thing. There was a lack of freedom. There's a lack of this. There's a lack of that. So what happens is when you work for places, you're restricted. And when you listen to more stories within the business, you stay within your lane. You can't have too much say. I know a person that worked on the Godzilla movie. Hector Arce. He got into the whole movie industry with doing art and stuff like that, and making like statues, custom, like these like statues and stuff like that. What happens is that what he did was he made his own interpretation of Godzilla, and he was he learned sculpting at the community college, and he what happened is he got a lot of attention. He did DeviantArt, he did this and that, and he had clients, commissions. That's what it really comes down to, is what you can really do. It's not a matter of like a lot of teaching. It's like that's what it is. It comes down to what it is, your experience or your capabilities. And what happened was, since it was such a unique take on Godzilla, they actually basically, and he had, he's done, projects before. He was basically hired, by Legendary Studios. He made like a lot of other monsters here and there, but that Godzilla you see in, what year was it? the most recent Godzilla, I guess, when the newest Godzilla came out, when they did the whole remake, was that 2013 or something? That Godzilla that seems a little more heavier kind of set. That Godzilla that's been in the last 10 years, last 7 years or so. That was made by the person I know, and he was at El Camino Community College, Hector Arce. And it's just a matter of doing your own thing, but make sure you keep it unique and make a portfolio. And it really depends what who gets a hold of you. Don't get me wrong, you can do your own thing. That's what Hector was doing. So what happened was what he was doing his own thing, what he enjoyed and stuff like that. And then all of a sudden, luckily, someone saw what he did and he was hired. They checked his portfolio out. They saw what he did. They liked his Godzilla. They like, oh, we want you to go ahead and work on this and make some other monsters. And it was cool when he brought the monsters into like the sculpting class and everything. It's pretty neat. But I just, the longer the more I kind of sculpt, I kind of see like it just sculpting. So because another problem too is that it's just Hollywood and stuff like that, or just places you like to go for cheaper labor. So if there's an artist elsewhere, don't be wrong, I'm not saying this is the case, but I have heard stories of how they use foreign artists and stuff like that, which they're usually cheaper than because I'm in California, and U.S. and stuff like that, and sometimes they outsource certain jobs. So there's a good amount of competition. I just feel it's the safest if you just kind of do your own stuff, make it a side thing initially. It's good to try to really focus on it for sure, get good at it. But I don't think you can really expect it. A lot of the art comes to a gamble. That's why I always tell people coding is probably the safest way to get a job or a career. Is the safest way. If you like logic, oh, that's not me. That's just examples other people work. If you like logic, you like this and that, then it's the way to go. Coding is the way to go. If anything, coding is another way of expression. You could make your own website page. You could make your own interactive thing. It's just, you can make your own video games with coding. I would be able to make simple games, and it depends on how much time you want to put into the coding, of that game. But you have a lot more creative freedom that you can actually sell. If anything, you have a good idea or something, that could be, you could make a game and have it sold as have a multiplayer game, have a cool thing, or make your own website, or get a job for a major coding company. Coding is an expanding field. Sorry, I should probably work on something. It's just so much time to think about. I gotta take this jetpack away. For the whole arts stuff, I would say that's definitely a good idea for a side thing. I say it's more fun as a side thing. I feel it takes away the fun, or the just anything that turns into more of a job or a reliance on it. It just sucks out the happiness from it, or the enjoyment. And it's just nice to be able to remain creative. So I just recommend not to really focus on it too much. You could definitely Google, see what the ranges are, but I would say it'd be more on the lower end of things. And as I said before, it's restricting. I get clients here and there, and for custom pieces, I sell I make custom models, and here and there, and it just gets a little. It's not bad, it's cool because some, since they're not big time people, it's, oh, what the heck is that? Okay, that was weird. The jobs vary and it has good variety. That's what that Godzilla guy did. Hector, he had his DeviantArt page set up. In this case, I think it'd be ArtStation nowadays. You just go ahead and you just get they're looking for variation, your range. The more range you have, the more stuff you can do, the better the more likely you'll be able to get hired. I'm just a little worried when someone says they want to like make it into a job. Don't get me wrong. Like I'm not trying to scare you or anything. I'm just trying to like prepare you for like the possible thing. just trying to look out for you. Just like don't heavily commit too much into it. I would want you to enjoy it and things like that. I'm not saying it's impossible. I just want to make sure that you have some sort of backup for a career backup plan, I guess you can say. It really depends on your dedication. If you're truly dedicated to it, then go ahead. Like, go ahead. It's all good, It's all good. Just can't particularly answer that one part, Jobs can vary in prices, especially if you do individual ones. It could be $1,000, a couple $1,000 for certain things, but it just really varies, Like for instance, like one of my recent ones I have is working on a tail light for like a custom car, and the cool thing about that is they basically paid for the expenses of the 3D scan, and I basically remodeled it and created a mirror, and so I have two tail light parts now, the left and right, and like it's a pretty decent chunk of money here, and this isn't the whole custom tail light thing isn't for like a major like car retailer or anything. It's just for like a private garage, but they have a very good, well-paying like customer. It's just very weird, but sorry, I'm just all over the place. I'm just trying to think and sculpt, and I have to like work on my coding thing because, as I said before, it's just a very solid form of work. Boom, sorry, I got a little quiet again. Skeleton has very interesting proportions. Make the latissimus dorsi. So okay, sorry, but yeah, just be careful, I usually would just advise against art in general. It's fun, but I don't know how sustainable it can be. I feel like it's iffy for sure. I'm not trying to crush anything. I'm just saying, just be careful. I want people to enjoy, but I don't want them to like invest in something and then it's like, oh dear. It's fun though, for sure. It's really enjoyable. But as I said before, you don't want to. Sorry, I'm just making the latissimus dorsi, whatever it's called, however you pronounce it. Latissimus. Cool. Just be careful. Just want to make sure. Okay, let me go ahead and add the insert sphere. Can I add with these hidden? Actually, I never really tried too much. Okay, good, cool. So I'm adding the serratus anterior muscles, I believe they're called. Serratus interior or exterior. A lot of like what I've been doing in the past whatever minutes has been from memory. haven't really referenced too much from my book. It's more or less a skeleton I need more references to than I... Oh, what the heck was going on here? Oops. I'm gonna go ahead and do a auto group and mirror and weld. What the heck? Why is this not? There it goes. Cool. Well, why is this not working? There it goes. There. Got that. There's gotta be a faster way. This muscles curve up right here. And these muscles go something like this here, and then... Oh my gosh, what was that? Oh! Alright, it's fine. It had an error. It's gonna... Hold on one moment. It just kind of force closed. It's fine. It's been saved. Yeah, sorry there, Yash Patel. Like, it really depends. There's so many variables. It's really hard to say. I would say just look online to see what it would be, and look on the lower end. You just got to be kind of careful. I hate when it turns to this red. It's so annoying. It's a little beefy is what it is. I'm going to choose the document, which is like basically the viewport. New document. Oh, whoops. There you go, cool. I'm just getting there, getting some muscle here and there and whatnot. All right, cool. So let's go ahead and add the other parts here. I'm gonna there's an interesting muscle. There's a few muscles here. I forgot to add the patella too. Kneecap, whatever. But yeah, just be careful, I know I went on this big old rant here. Just definitely be careful. We add a new thing here. So there's a muscle here. So that's the thing is there's gluteus maximus. Like there's the medius, I think. The muscle that connects to here to there. So the reason why I'm taking this into detail and stuff like that. So, oh yeah. So as I was saying, Yash Patel, if you're still here, if everyone's wondering who I'm talking to or whatever, it's on YouTube here. Because I'm doing there's muscle right there, then there's the glutes. What I'm doing here is the whole point of this model is so that I can hold on. So I can like do stuff. I can like make a crochet model and stuff like that. Oh, the hips are really wide. I gotta like bring those in more. But that's kind of the point. I had to see the mistakes with this sculpt. Or actually, the problem is gut is too. like that. Yeah, some things I have to fix or iron out. Just gotta be careful. I hope that didn't like deter you. I'm just trying to watch out for people. Trying to watch out. I'm kind of curious. Who's alive? So what I'm just doing right now, I'm just trying to position the. I forgot what this muscle's called. I'm not looking at the anatomy book right now. I'm trying to do what I know from memory. That's another thing that's important. Is if you can just kind of like know this from memory, it'll play a huge importance to like. Plays a huge role to like memorizing here. You know, that's kind of like what you have to do. I'm making this guy like a bodybuilder right now. This muscle's a little offset right there. He's got gigantic legs, man. He is beefy. And the calf right here. And there's also muscles on like the front side right here. Side right here. That'll have to do for now. But he's got some beefy legs. He's got some Chun-Li legs here. Look at them Chun-Li legs, you know? I'm going to do an auto group. Here it is. This is right in my face. Man, those are seriously some Chun-Li legs. No joke. I'm gonna have to manipulate these a little bit. This would definitely be great for my superhero anatomy piece, but this is way too beefy here. And then this travels about halfway up on the leg, pretty much. And this muscle is like a little kind of smaller. It's more shaped like. Still too beefy, but we'll have to do for now. These are really beefy right here, and there's supposed to be two of these back here. So we'll go like this here. This muscle goes down like to here, like that. There's also a separate little piece to it, which I'll add a bit later. Oh my gosh, come on. I'm trying to grab it. So what I need to do here is that the calves have like, it's basically 2 layers of muscle. Also, I should probably do this. I should probably shrink it. Probably should shrink it down here. Reason why I say to shrink it down, I'm going to go ahead and whoa, oops. Oh, all right. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to flatten this a bit. Because what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to make the underlying part underneath the calf. And there's the overlying part right here. So I'm going to use the move tool here. And of course, I'm going to do auto group. Then mirror and weld. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take that. Oops. This will be to the Achilles tendon right here. That will be. Try to see what I remember you know? I think this goes back here like this. And then I'll just kind of duplicate this model here. Oh yeah, as I was saying about what happened, what happened is my... so what I do is I actually do design and build for like I wouldn't say entertainment. It's a form of entertainment. It's not movies, but what I'm about to do is I'm about to build and design like puzzles. And my 3D, my art like nature helps with designing things. I'm gonna make the muscles and the things separate, and there's muscle missing along here in the inner legs. There's a lot of muscles missing here, actually. I'll go ahead and do the move tool here again. Thing is, this is actually supposed to connect more here, like that. And then I'll duplicate this again and move it for the inner muscle here. And rotate that down right there. This is for a little more right there. And then I'll go ahead and take this again, duplicate it again. Now, this may not be the smartest thing to do. I'm just going to place it like this at an angle. And I'm going to go ahead and move that in right here. Oh my gosh! Heart attack. All right, hold on. Hello? Hello. All right. Okay, she's forgiven. Oh, what? Oh, is sure. All right, that's fine. What is it? You said 12? All right. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, that's fine. So you said 12:45, so I'll just get there. Well, assuming that there isn't like a earlier Santa booking. If there is, just call or I'll keep an eye out for. Just both helps. But so we can, for now, with what bookings there are, yeah, I can show up and help with be there like what 12:20 or something. Unless I got to go over there earlier, so you kind of like lay down, let her know what like the process or the steps, or have her do the room. True. Yeah, I can. Yeah, and then she can like try to. Either I could just tell her how to do the room, so she doesn't have to like figure it out or try to solve it, and then have her learn the reset, and then I'll sit her with her to do the first room. All right, that's fine. That's fine. Yeah. Okay. All right. Yeah, that's fine. Let me see. So far I've been yeah, 10 is yeah, 10 should be fine. Yeah, we can go through all of it, and then if there happens to be a booking. But what happens if there isn't a booking and then it's not until 12? Oh, okay, all right. So we'll just have her do a few times, then I'll just make up, and I can just go. Okay, cool. All right. Yeah, no, that's good. No, it's all good. All right, cool. I'll go ahead and I'll do that then. We can start at 10, and if she gets the hang of everything, then I can just after she does the room a couple times and resets the room, then yeah, that's fine. Okay, cool. All right, perfect, cool. Sure. All right. Talk to you later. Okay. Bye. All right, cool. Sorry. Phone call. Yeah, I know I didn't mute myself or anything. I just like it's not. I'm not gonna spill any beans. So oops, don't ignore that stuff. That's not on me right there. My crochet model is definitely gonna need a little more work here and there. So I was just what happens is that just the employee needs a little bit of a they haven't done something, so they need to be taught how to kind of do it. So I just need to kind of help them learn how to run that particular thing. Originally, I was gonna take over the shift, but oh yeah. So I was saying, what I do is I help with making puzzles and whatnot. My 3D definitely helps with making the puzzles. Especially like a props. So that's kind of the nice thing about all this here, about my art stuff. It's coming to fruition in kind of a different way than expected. And my friend, which owns the particular small company, like the fact I could do a lot of stuff. So, and it's yeah. So his business is growing, and it just the 2020 hit pretty hard, and it was gonna exponentially grow last year if it wasn't for what happened last year. It was significantly going to grow. It was actually going to expand quite significantly. Which that sucks, unfortunately. Can't do anything about it, But man, his legs are beefy. This is like definitely weightlifter's legs. I think I have to taper them down a little bit. Have to pull them in. We'll see. Oh my gosh. That's what happens a lot of times. Like it's super easy to do weightlifter like body. Like I like making superhero anatomy. So much fun. I made him super beefy, man. So let's go ahead and reduce a little bit. I'm really looking forward to using this model in different ways. If anyone's not familiar with what I'm talking about, it's just being able to kind of manipulate the forms to be able to make creatures or monsters or kind of, yeah, you'll see. I just have to really taper this down. I'm just so used to doing superheroes like anatomy that I just make these like outrageously large muscles. So, auto group, mirror and weld. I learned about macros too. Macros are pretty neat on here. You can save different processes. It's pretty cool. All right, that's looking better already. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this here. So the problem with this part right here is the muscles are supposed to come in this way. Sorry, this is more like a study session. This is like trying to get the details. This is just very important. Because if I invest the time now, one, it will help strengthen my anatomy again. Because don't be wrong, I know anatomy pretty reasonably, reasonably well. But actually, I'm going to pull this up right here. The reason why I'm going to pull this up is because I'm actually just going to duplicate this piece and pull it down. Yeah, that's fine. It gets really small. That's why I love digital so much. Less mess, good control. I kind of miss it, but like. Same time I don't. Cool. There's that there. Oh, that's not good. Because artistic anatomy, you don't need to know like the special, like small little muscles here and there. You just need to know more of the superficial muscles. And I can't believe she didn't know how to work that particular thing. That's crazy. Just that call I got, like, I really, like, kind of crazy. But that's fine. Whatever. Time, hours for me, I guess. Kind of. Well, the thing is, I work two different kind of jobs over there. One is just a kind of a simple kind of employee, and the other one is a designer builder. I get paid more for designing building. And I'd rather kind of work with that rather than having to spend more time for that same pay. So yeah, it's still got those big old legs, man. Let me bring those arms up a bit more. So what I'm going to do is give it. I was thinking about doing a pose. Whoa, where does triceps go? His triceps are gone. Oh, interesting. All right, interesting indeed. Very interesting. Wait, where's the other? Oh, I'm like, where's his other bone? I'm like, what is going on? All right, cool. I'll get all in the muscle details. Kind of thinking about, do I not have this model already? Oh, I'm gonna do a quick little research here real quick. You won't see what I'm looking for. Anatomy. No. Male. Godzilla, arms, Fortnite, male, male bust, male base figure, male starting body. So what I'm going to do is this. I'm going to go ahead and do a file save here. Hold on. I'm kind of curious what this is save as. Should be my anatomy. Would you like to replace it? Anatomy. No, I'm gonna say I'll save it as 1. I get so paranoid at times. Should change to anatomy skeleton 1. I'm gonna go ahead and, oops, not that. File, open, no. Where is this at? This is at all starting models. All starting models, male. Okay, there's the buff. There's the female starting models I made. Male starting bodies with history. Let's see this one right here. What is this? Oh, Did I do all that for interesting? I did start something here. So I took my Nomu piece and I started forming different bodies. Ah, wow, that looks really good. That's funny. But I don't have a skeleton under it, huh? See, the reason why it's a starting body, see how it's a starting body. I made this with the intention of manipulating certain features. See? There's no skeleton or anything under it, which I should just take this and make the skeleton. Well, I'll think more about that later. All right, well, actually, I think I need to wrap up. As I said before, I need to work on some other things, coding, and then I have to go to sleep. I have to wake up for a shift, and, well, I don't have to be there till 10, and I can drive there super fast. I'm not saying I'm a speed demon. I'm not saying that. 10, 9. So I have a couple more hours to be awake, a few more hours or so. But I'm going to go ahead and actually stop. I have to practice on my coding and, yeah, that stuff. All right, thanks for watching, and I hope you guys have enjoyed that.